Freedom for Palestine. Is Manafort out? These new hires that basically put half a dozen charge of people in the campaign confuse me. I've heard he's upset at the campaign's lack of professionalism, and that contributed to his ousting. Manafort still he holds the title of chairman, but yes, I mean, obviously, functionally, if you bring in a bunch of new senior people, yeah, I mean, he's been functionally demoted. And the story that yes, Paul Manafort, who is like a bagman for every type of plutocrat, dictator, and even, it's funny, a lot of people talk about his work in Russia and Ukraine and his connection with the sort of mafia cartels there and everything else. It's also reported in the 1990s that he lobbied for a group whose front apparently, and he helped actually not only lobby, but this was actually a sort of front campaign for the Pakistani intelligence services. And the front was Human Rights in Kashmir, but really was an ISI funded thing. So, but despite all that, he wanted Trump to be subtly racist. And that was too much. And speaking of which, let's get to Matt. I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but is Michael Cohen the same guy who said over a year ago or last summer when Trump was the writing came out that Trump had raped his ex-wife while they were married, and he was the one who said that if you're married to a woman, you can't rape her? Is this the same
I
guy?
remember that.
It was one of Trump's attorneys, but I have no idea if it was the same guy.
I can't say for certain. It might have been Scavino.
Scavino. Okay, look it up if you get a chance. I actually think you're right. I don't think it was this guy, Michael Cohen. So let's not unfairly accuse him of that. But you get a sense of what Trump's attorneys are like. And Michael Cohen, you trying to give me a little bed there? You get a sense of what Donald Trump's attorneys are like. You want me to do like some type of like Majority Report, Good Morning America mashup there? So Trump's special counsel, Michael Cohen, is speaking with Brianna Keilar, and this is on CNN. And I believe that these are in regards to polls regarding specifically the African-American community.
No, this is just about polls in general losing and if there's been a campaign shakeup.
Okay, so this is Michael Cohen. Yeah, I need a bit more on this. Okay, so Michael Cohen is speaking on CNN, and this is Trump's attorney. So you might think that, barring the last utterly bizarre and horrific thing that attorney said, this is at least the part of the campaign where maybe, you're a lawyer, you might just intrinsically need to think somewhat more rationally. But then if you think of and remember Trump's doctor, you realize, no way, the lawyer could be just as demented as everybody else. And here he is speaking with Brianna Keilar on CNN. And he's going to talk about, can you trust polls, and is there a campaign shakeup? And let's listen to the wisdom of Michael Cohen.
Let me ask you about this. So you say it's not a shakeup, but you guys are down. And it makes sense that there would...
Says
polls,
who?
most of them. All of them?
Says who?
Polls. I just told you. I answered your question.
Okay. Which polls?
All of them.
Okay. And your question is?
Okay, so my question is, I don't think it is really surprising when facing a challenge and trying to make a turnaround that there would be some, let's at least say some adjustments, okay? So I guess what my real question is here that I did not get to is, what is the point of this? If you're calling it an expansion of winners, as you put it, working on the campaign, what is it about? To what end?
Oh my God.
An expansion of winners.
It's an expansion. You're just joining the winner's circle. He like how even the numbers that the phrases that he uses to lure people into college scams is the same for hiring his campaign staff. I like how Donald Trump has managed to find people who are just as sort of oddly and dissociatively belligerent as he is, but somehow are not as charming. I mean, that is the most bizarre thing around this bizarre cluster of people that he draws to him. He's like, can you be just as sort of racist, demagogic, and belligerent, but I also need you to have no sort of redeeming puerile humor or bizarre charm on TV.
It's amazing the word games that are played in politics, because this whole Manafort marginalization is being called an expansion. Like, it's like a car, when it goes down the road, it expands in one direction and retracts in the back.
Think about it. It's a good joke, and it's the most generous you could possibly be to Donald Trump, using some type of metaphor like that. I like. Did Michael Cohen learn that in like third year torts law? You who? You tell me.
Hello, you. I'm Sam Seder. Looking for smart progressive talk that is occasionally amusing? Well, subscribe to our YouTube feed. Subscribe to our podcast. Like us on Facebook. And just generally enjoy us.